In this video I'd like to show you when you should and shouldn't use Soccer Mystic. The way that Soccer Mystic works is it goes off and gathers information on individual matches, correlates all of that data together, and then makes a prediction from there. We've had to strike a balance between ease of use and the complexity of the data that sits behind it. And the way that we've done that is, if for example I go into England v Belarus and click on the price predictor, at that point Soccer Mystic goes off, gathers some data, and then makes a decision on how things are going to turn out during the match. But what it also does is it checks to see the quality of the data, so it correlates, cross-references each of the individual data, and you can see here the signal strength on this particular match is 1 bar out of 5. So it's saying, hold on a second here guys, I can't get enough data to tell you that this prediction is going to be anywhere near accurate. So 1 bar is basically saying I just don't have the data. The alternative to this is that we get you to input all of the individual data yourself. Now obviously that's going to take ages, so in order to improve the ease of use of the product, it goes off and does that itself. But on some occasions, like on this particular occasion, we're still some way off from when this match is going to take place. It's basically saying I've got insufficient data, I can't do anything. If we compare that to say Bosnia v Spain, it takes a couple of seconds to gather the data, and then when the data is gathered, you can see over here we've got 4 bars, so it's saying thumbs up. I've got enough data here, I can gather this information, and not only that, but I've cross-referenced all the information and this is reasonably accurate. We will never be able to get it 100% accurate without you having infinite amounts of data to input and things to tweak. So the reason we've got the signal strength indicator there is to indicate to you how reliable we feel the predictor is, how much data there is sitting behind it. Obviously 5 bars is great, 4 bars is pretty good, but if you get down to 1 bar or thereabouts, then there's a problem, and it is obviously much less reliable to use. So whenever you're looking at a match using the price predictor or trying to model it, always have a look at the signal strength indicator, because that will tell you what data it's collected and how accurate it thinks that data is. So bear that in mind when you're going to be trading the World Cup qualifiers this week. Right, we have now wound forward to the actual day of the match itself, and we'll perform the same exercise. Click on England v Belarus, bring up the price predictor, and immediately you can see here that we are now on 5 bars, and you can see that the market pricing is much more in line with what we'd expect. And if you look at over and unders, you can see that that's pretty much spot on. You can see that the book is at 100.4%. Obviously Soccer Mystic is going to predict to 100%, so the 0.4% is lost in margin. Effectively you can see here 35.5, 34.9. So now that Soccer Mystic has all of the data that it requires, you can start messing around and doing all of the calculations that you wish. And like I said before, this is all based upon a requirement to gather as much information as possible and to improve the ease of use of the software. But the net effect of all of this is that whenever you're looking to do a prediction, always check to make sure that the signal strength is strong before you start putting all of your strategies and hypothetical situations into play. And if you do see a lower signal strength, it's probably because the data isn't available, or you're some way off from the match, or perhaps you've even got a setting wrong. That's a likely cause. But there you go, explanation of how important the signal strength is to using Soccer Mystic.